Mandarvika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Shila Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki jai. Nityalala Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Gunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Nāmābhāsa Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम चिंतामणि की जय। जय श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय स्वापाशा जी गौर हरि की जय। Jai Shri, I forgot today's Ramanujacharya ki Jai, Titiya Shubha Thiruva Titi ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. One second. All right, let's do the Mangala Charan. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragata Nudritya Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukhang Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajan Radharasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sacchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vrishabhanusutanvitavamatanu Yamunattatanaгаранандасутам Murali Kalagita Vinoraparang Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunja Vidum Smara Gaura Gadadhara Keli Kalam Bhava Gaura Gadadhara Pakshachara Shrinu Gaura Gadadhara Charu Kathang Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunja Vidum Tvai vasmi, na jivami tvaya vina, iti vigyaya devi tvang, nayamang charanantikam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Prema Mai Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Archana Mataji, Gokuleshwari Didi. Let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Premavati Didi, and I'm guessing Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji. And there are 7 people on YouTube and Facebook, but only Premavati Didi wrote a comment, so I don't know who that all is right now, but Dandavat Pranams, whoever you are, and also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future. Hare Krishna. So today is Ramanujacharya's disappearance day. But I'd also like to continue on with Harināma-cintāmaṇi because it'd be nice to complete it before Navadvip Parikrama begins. And there's so many festival days coming up, like so many really big festival days. So maybe at the end we can read a little something about Ramanujacharya. But yeah, there's so much to read about Ramanujacharya. This could be a full program where we just go. But as I said, I'm trying to get through this. My mind's a little bit distracted this morning. I didn't chant any rounds yet, and and trying to work out songbook stuff, and some other messages came up and all that. So my mind's like not very focused. I can't do. Yeah, I can't. I would have liked to do like a recap just so that we get the flow, but I can't. My mind can't do that right now. But. And also, I'd like to finish this chapter. It's a bit long, this chapter. So, anyways, let's just read a little bit just to recap, I guess. Because it is important to understand get the flow. Okay. So, I'll just read the first few verses so we get to set the scene. Jai Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Okay, on the shore of the saltwater ocean in a beautiful temple in Nilachal, the Supreme Person descended in the form of a wooden deity, Daru Brahma, in order to deliver the jivas. He bestows material enjoyment and liberation. In this Dham, the Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya appeared in the form of a sannyasi in order to bless humanity and to teach the Yuga Dharma of the Kali age while residing at the home of Kashi Mishra. Along with his intimate associates, he became like a wish-fulfilling tree and gave everyone Krishna Prem. He happily listened to topics about bhakti from the mouths of various devotees and taught this to the jivas with great care. Raskatatu Ramananda Rai's mouth, Mukti Tattva from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ras Tattva from Rupa Goswami, Nāmābhāsa from Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura. Okay. One day, after bathing in the ocean, the Lord met Haridas at Sri Siddhabakul. Feeling great bliss, he asked sincerely, "How can the jivas be easily delivered?" Grasping the Lord's feet with great humility, with moist eyes and the hairs of his body standing on end, the broad-hearted Haridas continuously wept, saying, "O Prabhu, Your pastimes are extremely deep. I am most destitute. I do not possess a wealth of knowledge. Your feet are my only treasure. Tell me, O Prabhu, if you ask this question to such an unfit person, what will be the result? O Prabhu, you are directly Krishna himself. O Great One, in order to deliver the jivas, you have descended to Navadvip. Please be merciful. Please be kind. O Gorarai, kindly protect me. Make my heart blossom with bliss. Your names are unlimited. Your many qualities are boundless. Your form is an ocean of bliss. Your pastimes are endless. Please show your mercy and allow this wretch to relish them. You are the transcendental sun, and I am but a particle of light. You are the master, and I am an eternal servant. The nectar of your feet is my blissful wealth. I only desire the nectar of your names. Thus I am very fallen. How will I know what to say, O master? Still, I must accept your order. Whatever words you speak through my mouth, I will happily tell you. I will not consider their faults or virtues. And so then he goes on to, and he explains basically the Dashmula Tattva in this chapter. So before being able to enter into Nam, we have to be established in Sambandha with Krishna. Like we have to then, I mean, that's the sequence. First, we go through Dashmula Tattva. Of course, we chant Nam at any time, at any stage, at any moment. But to really be able to enter deeply into Nam, we have to be established in um, these 10 fundamental truths, Dashmula Tattva. And then, and this is following the same sequence in Jaiva Dharma also, right? Went through Dashmula Tattva, then he explained just the general glories of Nam, and then he went through Nāmābhāsa and Nāmābhāsa. So now, the last time, chapter 2, he described the glories of Śrī Nam. Went through, explained Mukhya Nam, Gona Nam, and I can't, yeah, I can't, as I mentioned, I can't, I have to I have to look this again to be able to break it down, all the points. Okay, let's just, yeah, so many glories of the Nam. The holy name is the foundation of everything. The difference between a real Vaishnava and one who's almost a Vaishnava. Okay. In the world of Maya, only the name of Krishna and the Jiva are spiritual. The difference between primary and secondary types of names. The various results from primary and secondary names. The different results of the real name and the semblance of the name. Nam and Nāmābhāsa. The Mayavad conception of separation of tattvas in regards to the name. The name which cuts through separation is Shuddhanam. When anarthas are destroyed and Nāmābhāsa is cast far away, the divine name becomes manifest. Whoever has faith in the holy names is eligible to chant. All potencies are within the name. There are no barriers concerning place, time, or impurity in regards to the name. The jivas of Kali Yuga who have firm faith in the holy name have the right to chant the name, accepting those things favorable to the holy name and rejecting those that are unfavorable. So these are some topics that came towards the end of the chapter, if I remember correctly, actually. um, Anyhow, so today we're going to be reading about Nāmābhāsa. Okay. Gadai Gauranga Jai, Janava Jivan, Sita Dvaita Jai, Sita Dvaita Jai, Shiva Sadi Bhakta Jan. Glories to Gadai Gauranga and to the life of Janava Devi, Nityananda. Glories to the husband of Sita, Advaita. Glories to Shivas and all the devotees. Oh, and I should mention the version of Harināma-cintāmaṇi that we are reading is the one translated by, I don't know what the BV stands for, Bhakti something Giri Maharaj. Um, and it is available on bhaktivinodainstitute.com. Go to books, and then you'll see Harināma-cintāmaṇi. So yeah, this is the best translation I could find of Harināma-cintāmaṇi. And we have the Bengali there, so yeah, it's good. Okay, so Haridase Mahaprabhu Sadai Hoya Uthai Tokon Parma Hasta Prasariya. Mahaprabhu extended his lotus hand and then raised Haridas up. Bole Shuno Haridas Amar Vachan Nāmābhāsa Spashta Rupe Bujhao Ekon. Mahaprabhu said, listen to my words, Haridas. Now explain Nāmābhāsa clearly. Nāmābhāsa bhujaile nam shuddha habe, anayase jiva nam gune tare jabe. One who understands Nāmābhāsa will attain Shuddha Nam. Through the attributes of the holy name, a jiva can easily be delivered. Nāmābhāsa. What does it say? Meg kujhatika rup agyan o anartha. That means Nāmābhāsa. Ignorance and anarthas are like clouds and fog. Nama Surya Samanashe Maya Andhakar Mega Kujhatika Name Dhake Bar Bar. The holy name, like the sun, destroys the darkness of Maya. However, again and again, clouds and fog cover the sun of the holy name. Jiver Agyana Ar Anartha Shakal Kujhatika Megharupe Hoito Prabha. All the jiva's ignorance and anarthas are like dense clouds and fog. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura writes a note, Krishna and Krishna Nam are non-different and are like a transcendental sun. They destroy the dark nature of Maya. Out of compassion for the Baddha jivas, the sun of the holy name manifests in the world. The Baddha jiva's ignorance is like fog. The Baddha jiva's anarthas are like clouds which cover the sun of the holy name with darkness. And that darkness covers the eyes of the Baddha jiva. The sun is huge, so it cannot be covered. But when the shadows fall upon the eyes of the jiva, it is said that the sun is covered. But actually, it's just the vision of the sun that is covered. Not, the sun is actually never covered. So what was the ignorance is like the fog, and the anarthas are the clouds. Okay. Krishna nam surya chitta gagane uthilo kujhatika megapuna taha ke dhakilo. When the sun of Krishna Nam arises in the sky of the heart, once again the fog and clouds cover it. Namer je chit swarup taha nahi jane, she agyan kujhatika andakar ane. When one does not know the chit swarup, the transcendental nature of the holy name, the fog of ignorance ushers in darkness. One second, I'm just moving. Oh, wait, I'm just opening up another window so that I can see if anybody joins or if I can see comments. Okay. What am I doing? There. Krishna Sarveshwara Boli, Nahi Jane Jay, Nana Deve Puji Karma, Marge Brahmeshe. One who does not know Krishna as Sarveshwar, as the controller of all things, will worship many devas on the path of karma and become bewildered. Oh, and Haribo, Hari Priya Didi, Rukmini Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Jayadev Prabhu, and Pramila Didi, Haribo. And Pramila Didi, no, we did not read about Namaparad yet. Actually, most of Harinam-cintāmaṇi is about Nāmābhāsa, the whole middle section, which is most of the book. Jive chit swarupa boli nahi jar gyan, maya jarashaya tar satata agyan. So one who does not know Krishna as Sarveshwar will worship many devas on the path of karma and become bewildered. The jiva who has no knowledge of his chit swarup accepts the mundane shelter of Maya. He accepts the mundane shelter of Maya and always remains in ignorance. Tabe Hari Dasa Bole Aja Ami Dhanya Mama Mukhe Nam Katha Shunibe Chaitanya. Then Haridas said, "Today I am most fortunate. Sri Chaitanya will hear topics about the holy name from my mouth. Krishna Jiva Prabhu Das Jaratmika Maya Jaina Jane Tar Shire Agyane Rachaya." Krishna and the Jiva are master and servant. Maya is characterized by gross matter. When one does not know this, he lives under the shadow of ignorance. And note by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the holy name is transcendental by nature. Krishna's nature is that he has sovereignty over all things. The nature of the devas is that they are all servants of Krishna. The jivas are transcendental by nature. Maya is inert matter. And when the jivas do not comprehend these tattvas, they are in ignorance. Krishna is the master, the jiva is the servant, and Maya is characterized by gross matter. When they understand this, the jivas are no longer in ignorance. Megh anartha, asat trishna, hriday dorbalya, aparad, and aparad. So the clouds of anarthas, which are asat trishna, which means the thirst for material things, hriday dorbalya, weakness of heart, and aparad, offenses. And lots of times in these categories of aparads, the first one is Swarup Brahma, or being mistaken about Swarup. And it's your own Swarup, the Swarup of Bhagavan, Maya, the interrelation between everything. That's the first anartha you often put. Interesting. Asat Trishna Hridaya Dorbalya Aparad Anartha Esaba Megha Rupe Kore Badha. Oh, but Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, right? He gave the example that the fog is ignorance and Swarup Brahma is kind of ignorance, isn't it? And so, yeah, he still included Swarup Brahma. That's the fog. And then the clouds are these three anarthas, I guess. Asat Trishna, Hriday Dorbalya, and Aparad. Okay. So, Asat Trishna, Hridaya Dorbalya, Aparad, Anartha, Isabamega Rupe Kore Badha. Okay. The thirst for material things, weakness of heart, and offenses. These anarthas are like clouds that create obstacles. So, note from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Asat Trishna is the thirst for material things that have no connection to Krishna. In other words, the greed for mundane objects. Asat Trishna, Hriday Dorbalya, weakness of heart, and Aparad are the cloud-like anarthas for the jiva. Nama Surya Rashmi Dhake, Nāmābhāsa hoy, Swatta Siddha Krishna Name, Sada Achaday. Nāmābhāsa is present when the rays from the sun of the holy name are covered. However, pure Krishna Nam, which is perfect within itself, always remains uncovered. Sambandha tatver gyan javata na hoy, tavat she Nāmābhāsa jiver ashray. As long as he has no knowledge of Sambandha Tattva, one's relationship with Krishna, the jiva takes shelter of Nāmābhāsa. Sadhaka jadyapi pai sarguru ashray, bhajana naipunye megha adi dur hoy. If a sadhak takes shelter of a genuine guru, he becomes expert in bhajan. The clouds and fog are driven far away. Megh kuchatika gele nama divakar, prakash hoya bhakte den premvar. When the clouds and fog are gone, the holy name shines forth and manifests the highest type of prem. When the clouds and fog are gone, the holy name shines forth and manifests the highest type of prem, and then awards that prem to the devotee. Sarguru Sambandha Gyan Koriya Arpan Abhideya Rupe Korano Namanushilan. A genuine guru bestows knowledge of Sambandha, one's relationship with Krishna. This leads to Abhideya, the method of attaining that relationship, wherein the holy name is cultivated. Nama Surya Swalpakale Prabal Hoya Anartha Kujhatika Den Tadaya. In a short time, the sun of the holy name will shine forth brightly and dispel the fog of anarthas. Prayojan tattva tabe den premadhan prapta prem jiva kore nama sankirtan. Then, prayojan tattva, knowledge concerning the highest attainment, gives the great treasure of prem, which is attained when the jiva performs nam sankirtan. Sarguru charane jiv shraddha sahakare pratame sambandha gyan paya suvichare. With shraddha in the feet of a genuine guru, the jiva first receives the proper understanding of sambandha gyan. Krishna nitya prabhu ar jiva nitya das, Krishna prema nitya jiva svabhava prakash. Krishna is the eternal master, and the jivas are his eternal servants. Through Krishna Prem, the eternal intrinsic nature of the jiva manifests. Krishna nitya dasa jiv taha vismariya, maika jagate fire sukayan veshiya. The jiva is an eternal servant of Krishna, yet he forgets this. Being thrown into the Mayic world, he searches for happiness. Mayik jagat hoy jiva, Mayika jagat hoy jiva karagar, jiver vaimukya doshe danda pratikar. The Mayic world is a prison house for the jivas, where punishment is given to correct those jivas who are infected by the defect of being averse to Krishna. Vaimukya doshe. Note from Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. The 14 worlds, known as Devi Dham, are a prison house for those jivas who are averse to Krishna. It is not a place for happiness or enjoyment. Here, material enjoyment is temporary. Thus, it is especially difficult. Punishment is the remedy, and through that punishment, the jivas are purified. That's actually one of the features of this planet, is that there's lots of suffering. So then we have something to push us, make us want to get out of here. Isn't that why the demigods are all lined up praying to be able to come to this material world? Because actually, well, it's all Devi Dham, isn't it? But yeah, anyways. Tabe jadi jiva sadhu Vaishnava kripai sambandha gyane te puna Krishna nama pai. However, by the mercy of a Vaishnava sadhu, a jiva may attain sambandha gyan along with Krishna nam. Note from Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. I am finite consciousness and an eternal servant of Krishna. Krishna is infinite consciousness and my only master. The jiva is Anu Chaitanya and Krishna is Vibhu Chaitanya. This gross material world is a prison house meant for my purification. This knowledge is known as Sambandha Gyan. Tabe pai prem dhan sarva dharma sar, jahar nikate sayujadir dhikar. Then the jiva, he attains the treasure of prem, which is the essence of all dharma. Such a person feels disgust towards impersonal liberation, sayuja, and the like. Javat sambandha gyan sthir nahi hoy, tavat anarte Nāmābhāser ashray. When he has no steady knowledge of sambandha, then he will maintain anarthas and take shelter of Nāmābhāsa. Note. Every time I say note, it's Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's own note. Until, by the Guru's mercy, sambandha gyan arises, then the anartha of ignorance will remain within the jiva. Thus, while he chants the holy name, it will be Nāmābhāsa and not Shuddhanam. Nāmābhāsa dashate o aneka mangal, jiver avashya hoy sukriti prabal. The stage of Nāmābhāsa gives many auspicious results, and certainly the jiva attains great sukriti. Note, Nāmābhāsa is counted as the best among the different kinds of punya a jiva can perform. In comparison with dharma, vows, yoga, fire sacrifices, and all other types of auspicious activities, Nāmābhāsa gives the best results. Nāmābhāse nashta hoy, ache papa jato. Nāmābhāse mukti hoy, kali hoy hato. By Nāmābhāsa, pap is destroyed. By Nāmābhāsa, liberation is achieved, and the effects of Kali Yuga are halted. Nāmābhāse narahoy, supankti pavan. Nāmābhāse sarvarog hoy nivaran. By Nāmābhāsa, a man can purify merely by his presence. By Nāmābhāsa, all diseases are cured. Sakal ashanka Nāmābhāse dur hoy. Nāmābhāsi sarvarishta hoite shanti pai. All fears go far away from Nāmābhāsa. All misfortunes are nullified for one who chants Nāmābhāsa. Yaksha raksha bhuta preta graha samudoy. Nāmābhāse sakal anartha dure jai. Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhutas, Pretas, malefic planets, and all anarthas go far away from Nāmābhāsa. Narake patitalok sukhe mukti pai, samasta prarabdha karma Nāmābhāse jai. Those who have fallen into a hellish condition are liberated, and all prarabdha karma, that's the results one's currently undergoing in this life of their previous activities, all prarabdha karma go away due to Nāmābhāsa. Haribol Vidilala Sadidi. Okay. Sarva Vedadhika Sarva Tirtha Hoite Boro. Nāmābhāsa Sarva Shubha Karma Shrishta Tara. Nāmābhāsa is superior to all the Vedas and all sacred tirthas. Nāmābhāsa is the greatest of all auspicious karmic activities. Dharma artha kama moksha chatur varga data sarva shakti dhare Nāmābhāse jiva trata. Nāmābhāsa awards the four goals: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. It's religiosity, wealth, sense enjoyment, and liberation. Being all-powerful, Nāmābhāsa delivers the jivas. Jagat anandakar shrishta pada prada agatir ekagati sarva shrishta pada. It gives bliss to the world and grants the highest abode. For those without any shelter, it is the only shelter and the best of all realms. Vaikuntadi loka prapti Nāmābhāse hoy. Visheshata Kali Juge Sarva Shastra Koi. One will attain Vaikuntha and other spiritual abodes through Nāmābhāsa. All Shastras state that it is specifically for Kali Yuga. Visheshata Kali Yuge Sarva Shastra Kore. That especially in Kali Yuga, the jivas will attain Vaikuntha by Nāmābhāsa. Sanket parihasa, sorry, it's not a verse. Sanket parihasa stoba ohela e chari prakar Nāmābhāsa. I don't know how long this section is, but anyways, I think at the end of it, then I will stop for today and we'll read the second half of this chapter tomorrow, and maybe we can spend the rest of the time reading about Ramanujacharya. But first, let's see, what are the different types of Nāmābhāsa? There is Sanket, indirect chanting, Parihas, joking, Stoba, disrespect, and Hela, neglect. These are the four types of Nāmābhāsa. Chaturvida Nāmābhāsa e matra jani, Sanketa o Parihasa stoba hela mani. I am only aware of four types of Nāmābhāsa. I know of Sanket, indirect, Parihas, joking, Stoba, disrespect, and Hela, neglect. Note, Sanket, Parihas, Stoba, and Hela. These are the four types of Nāmābhāsa when chanting the holy name. Thus, altogether, there are four kinds of Nāmābhāsa. From Hela to Stoba, from Stoba to Parihas, and from Parihas to Sanket. The faults become progressively less. Okay, so the faults in neglect is the worst. Less than that is disrespect. Less than that is joking. And then less than that is indirect. Okay. Sanket Rup Nāmābhāsya Prakara Dvaya. The two types of Sanket Nāmābhāsa, or indirect chanting. Vishnu Lakha Kori Jara Buddhi Namaloy. Anya Lakha Kori Vishnu Nama Ucharoy. Sangite Dvividha e hoy Nāmābhāsa. Ajamil Shakshitar Shastrite Prakash. Chanting the holy name referring to Vishnu, but with a material conception and unintentional chanting of the holy name of Vishnu. So chanting the holy name referring to Vishnu, but with material conception, and unintentionally chanting the holy name of Vishnu. These are the two kinds of this Nāmābhāsa. The Shastra reveals Ajamil as an example of the first one. Javana Shakal Mukta Habe Anayase. Haram Haram Boli Kohe. Sorry, Haram Haram Boli Kohe Nāmābhāse. All the yavanas are easily delivered when they say Haram Haram, which means horrible, that's horrible. But they are actually saying Ha, alas, O Ram. This is said to be Nāmābhāsa of the second type. And here's a note from the translator. He says, the word haram is an Arabic word referring to an activity which is forbidden. However, in India, haram means O Ram. Thus, because the name of Ram is included, it is considered to be Nāmābhāsa. I'm wondering if haram is used in Bengali. Haram. Yeah, so even in Bengali, it means forbidden or impure. Okay. Anyatra sankite jadi hoy Nāmābhāsa, tathapi namerte na hoy vinash. Even if this Nāmābhāsa is referring to something else other than Krishna, the potency of the holy name is not destroyed. Parihasa Krishna Nam Jai. Now we're moved to Parihas. Parihase Krishna Nam Jai Janakore Jarasandha Samashe e Sangsare Tore. That person who chants Krishna Nam in jest, just like Jarasandha, crosses over this world of birth and death. So when we're out doing Nagar Sankirtan and we see people mimicking us, going, oh, Hare Krishna, and trying to make fun of us, we should be really happy because they are performing, what is it called? Parihasa Nāmābhāsa. Shouldn't feel shy or embarrassed or anything. We shouldn't feel bad. We should be happy. Wow, we're helping them perform Parihas Nāmābhāsa. Angabhangi chaidya sama kore Nāmābhāsa. Stobha matra hoy tabu nashe bhava pash. While making angry gestures, even Chaitya, Shishupal, chanted Namabhas by chanting with disrespect and was still able to slash the bonds of this material world. Okay, so even Stoba. I want to see what the dictionary definition of Stoba is. I mean, the Bengali dictionary. Oops. Stoba. Useless or deceptive words, paralyzing, stupefaction, stupor? Nah, don't think this is what it's meant to say. Anyways. Mana nahi, like Shishupal's example is, oh, Krishna, you'd say it with anger and like that. Okay. Mana nahi daya ar avagya bhavete Krishna Ram vole hela Nāmābhāsa tate. Absent-mindedly and with a disrespectful mood, when one chants Krishna and Ram, that is hela. Nāmābhāsa, chanting negligently. ए सब नामाभासे म्लेच्छ गण तरे विषयी अलस जन e patta dhore. All these kinds of namabhas can deliver the mlechas. Those persons who are materialists and lazy follow this path, chanting namabhas. Okay, so wait, what is tomorrow? I'm just looking at the calendar. Is tomorrow tomorrow is Akadashi. Okay, great. So I think we'll end here for today. And tomorrow on Akadashi day, we will read the rest of this chapter about Namabhas, chanting with Shraddha and chanting with negligence as two types of Namabhas. Or maybe let's read this one last section and then we'll end. Yeah, I think that's good. Get a little bit more just understanding what is Namabhas. And then, so Shraddha or Hela Namabhasya Bhed, chanting with Shraddha and chanting with negligence as two types of Namabhas. Shraddha kori kore naam anartha sahita, Shraddha naam hoy she tomar vihita. You have ordained that when one chants with Shraddha, but also with anarthas, this is Shraddha Namabhas. When one chants with some faith, but they still have anarthas, that's Shraddha Namabhas. Sanketadi avagya parjanta bhava dhori, Naam kore helai je Shraddha parihari. Beginning with Sanket, where one chants in a disrespectful mood, up to chanting the holy name of Hela. This is chanting without Shraddha. Nāmābhāsa avadi she Hela nama hoy, tahate o mukti labhe papa hoy koi. Hela Nāmābhāsa, chanting neglectfully, is limited to destroying the results of pap and awarding liberation. Note, by chanting the holy name negligently, one attains results up to the point of liberation. But one cannot express what the results of chanting the holy name negligently with Shraddha are. When Shraddha in the holy name appears along with Sambandha Gyan, the results of that will be the rise of rati, affection for Krishna. Anarthas are removed very quickly with Shraddha Namabhas. I have a question here. What's the difference? Because isn't the 10th offense to the holy name chanting inattentively? and Hela is negligently. My, like, just my idea, which is just like in my own brain, like this isn't authoritative at all, but my idea was that when there is no Shraddha, then all these different forms, this is my speculation, that all the different forms, Hela Stoba, chanting jokingly or neglectfully or indifferently or like that, um, are indicating something else. All those different forms of Nāmābhāsa are just Nāmābhāsa. But once you know better, once you have some Shraddha in the holy name, then I was just guessing that it's Namaparad, but it's looked like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that. Let's just reread that. By chanting the holy name negligently, one attains results up to the point of liberation. But one cannot express what the results of chanting the holy name negligently with Shraddha are. When Shraddha in the holy name appears with Sambandha Gyan, the result of that will be the rise of Rati, affection for Krishna. Anarthas are removed very quickly with Shraddha Nāmābhāsa. So yeah, I'm just wondering what the difference between Hela Nāmābhāsa and the 10th offense to the holy name is. Yes, Sarveshwari Mataji.
Prabhu, I don't know, but what I was thinking regarding what you mentioned is that bhakti is independent of impurity of the heart. So bhakti is independent. Even if there is this shraddha is affection, even the heart is impure. There is independent bhakti. This is what I think come to my mind.
No, that's a very, very important point. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm seeing with this, somebody could misinterpret this and say, oh, wow, there's so much, like, I have some faith in the holy name, and there's so much result from chanting Nāmābhāsa when I can just like chant while scrolling Facebook. You know what I mean? Just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. You know what I mean? And I know for sure, that's not what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying. But anyhow, maybe if anybody has, yeah, it's just something that I'm just maybe that was a good point though that you made, Sarveshwari Mataji, and we'll see tomorrow also how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains it more as well. Um, so now we have like 10 minutes left. I think we can use these last 10 minutes to read about the glories of Śrī Ramanujacharya, whose appearance day it is today, and we'll finish the rest of this chapter tomorrow on Akadashi. All right. So what am I looking for? What should we read? There's I remember in one Raise of the Harmonist issue, there's a really nice thing about some instructions from Ramanujacharya. Where is it? Okay, PDF Raise of the Harmonist. Which issue was it? I think it might be, it's either 2008 or 2010. Let's see. No, it was 2010. This is the, yeah. I think it's this one. Let's see. Yes, selected instructions of Śrī Ramanujacharya. Yeah, these are, it's been a while since I read them, but I just remember them being very amazing. Like just very powerful. A lot about Vaishnav Seva also. 35. So in honor of Ramanujacharya, we will look at his teachings. I'm not going to read the Sanskrit because there isn't so much time. Yeah, I'll just read the translations. Okay. Yeah, it starts with selected instructions of Śrī Madhvacharya and then selected instructions of Śrī Ramanujacharya. So this is translated from the book Four Vaishnavacharyas and Gaudiya Darshan by my Srila Gurudev Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Selected instructions of Śrī Ramanujacharya. All right. Sorry, it's just this first page that it's white text on this background. So it's a bit hard on the eyes. Okay. And this is from Prapanamrita, all these verses. And the Sanskrit's there if anybody wants the original Sanskrit. Prapanamrita 65:24. One must accept one's one must accept one must accept oneself to be the servant, to be the das, and perpetually serve both Gurudev and the Vaishnavas, giving them equal respect. One must place one's trust in the words of the previous acharyas. One must not spend all one's time, day and night, engaged as a servant of one's senses. Apart from Paramarthik Shastra, scripture concerned solely with the absolute reality, all other scriptures are quite ordinary. Do not be attached to them. Flowers, sandalwood paste, betel, and other fragrant ingredients must never be used simply to satisfy our taste for enjoyment. In other words, devotees must accept them as the remnants of Bhagavan for activities that foster progress and bhakti, but never for their own enjoyment. Let whatever affection, whatever priti you have, let whatever priti, affection you have developed for the unending Nam Kirtan of Sri Bhagavan be truly the same for the Nam Sankirtan of Bhagavan's devotees, of Sri Bhagavan's devotees. That's a nice one. That's reminding me of the Kirtan by Narottam Das Thakur. What did he say? What does he say? There's two parts in this Kirtan. It's only 3 verses. And Vaishnaver namete ulas. And there's another one where he says that my only joy is the names of the Vaishnavas. And he's, what is it, another part? He says, can't think right now, but yeah. The shelter of the feet of the Mahabhagavats is the sole cause of attaining Bhagavan. Knowing this, one must obey their orders with steadfast determination. As attachment to the objects of sensual pleasure ruins even the wisest of men, so too, by forsaking one's transcendental nature of loving service, one's dasatva to Vishnu and Vaishnavas, one shall verily destroy oneself. An intelligent person will unfailingly abandon upay buddhi, the idea that by serving Vaishnavas some extrinsic reward can be attained, and shall perpetually adopt upeya buddhi instead, the realization that such service is itself the greatest reward, only available to those who have performed a vast amount of good deeds, sukriti. That's an important one. We should never think that we're doing the Vaishnavas a favor and like, wow, I'm helping him so much, and and think that that we get some reward like that. But no, we should always be in the consciousness that, wow, I'm so fortunate to have this service for the Vaishnavas. What a, like we're the benefactors of that. It's not that we're benefiting them. Did I say benefactor? Anyways, you know what I meant to say. We're the yeah. Oops. Okay, sorry. Do not become struck with amazement upon hearing kirtan and glorification of various demigods. On the other hand, it is offensive if the sight of devotees performing Nam Sankirtan of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas does not bring you any joy. It's an offense if the Nam Sankirtan of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas does not bring you any joy. If a Vaishnav first offers obeisances to you and states, I am your servant, then it constitutes severe aparad if you do not honor him in return. If anyone offers pranam to you, you have to get down and also offer pranam, otherwise it's a severe aparad. Or if anybody glorifies you also, right? anyways. Maybe I might have.
When in Mayapur, Prabhu,
Yes.
and if he was one-on-one with Srila Prabhupada,
Yeah.
you paid respects and he would pay them back.
Wow. Even Srila Prabhupada. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And when they take the position of Acharya and their Vyasa-san, it's a different matter, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
there is protocol for. Yes.
Well, I mean, just yeah, that's Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Would that be is it mind blowing? You know, yes.
Yeah, it really, really is. Okay, we must be very. Oh, sorry. What was that?
No, the same as being embraced by the pure devotee. I thought the spiritual master was so lofty, and by then, you know, I was initiated, and it was this Ratha Yatra happening, very famous Ratha Yatra, and this sannyas, you know, Kirtana, he just flew out. Prabhupada was coming in the temple room, and he just ran to Prabhupada, and they embraced, and I was, wow, can you do that with the spirit? And then Gurudev did that with me.
Wow, Jai. Jai Ho. Okay, so we must be very discreet regarding a Vaishnava's natal background or conditions that may arise in him, such as sleepiness or fatigue. Indeed, if we perceive any apparent insufficiency in a Vaishnava, we must never reveal it or speak about it to anyone. That's a very strong one. One must not consider oneself to be equal to Vaishnavas. If out of carelessness one touches the body of a gross materialist, then after bathing with all of one's clothes on, one must at once drink the water that has bathed the lotus feet, the Charnamrita of a Vaishnava. Okay. And these are the last few. Bhagavan Shri Hari's pure prasad, which takes away all sins, must never be considered contaminated. One must not associate with those who consider their body to be their self. Even if they don all the outward signs of a Vaishnava, one must never associate with such cheaters, for without doubt they are attached to the objects of sense pleasure. If one is chastised by the Vaishnavas, one must remain silent and never contemplate causing them any harm. The worship of the Vaishnavas is truly the highest form of service to Bhagavan. What is the highest form of service to Bhagavan? The worship of the Vaishnavas. Disrespecting the Vaishnavas is a more severe offense than disrespecting Vishnu himself. And the Charnamrita of Vaishnavas is even greater than the Charnamrita of Sri Vishnu. Know all of this to be true and free from lethargy. Worship the Vaishnavas with full dedication as you would worship Sri Vishnu. Wow. Jai, Shri Vaishnava Seva ki Jai. Vaishnava Ṭhākura ki Jai. Very, very powerful instructions. Jai. So, okay, sorry, that was the word I meant to use, beneficiary. I said, and Rukmini Didi she said the same thing I said before I said it. So yeah, we jinxed each other. It's great. Wondering about the offense of inattentive chanting and Ela Nāmābhāsa. What's the difference? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see if I can get an answer. Anyways, or that's if anybody, if nobody here has a good, like, knows the answer to that, and if they find the answer, if they ask any, any senior devotee who knows the answer, that please share also. Or if anybody already knows, you can also share. Yeah. All right. So that's our program for today. I'll just do short Mahamantra. We'll finish the chapter on Nāmābhāsa tomorrow. And yeah. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Jai Shri Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Jai Śrī Harināma-cintāmaṇi Ki Jai, Jai Nāmābhāsa Shri Haridas Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Jai Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Jai Shri Ramanujacharya Ki Jai, Jai Todiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi Ki Jai, Śrī Harināma-sankirtāna Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Padadevi Satyavataya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams. Okay, Sarve Shri Mataji's friend is Prema Maya Didi. Dandavat Pranams Prema Maya Didi, and Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Chattamai Mataji, Archana Mataji, Gokuleshwari Didi, Jai Shri Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Premavati Didi, Hari Priya Didi, Rukmini Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Jaidev Prabhu, Pramila Didi, and who else? There's so many devotees there. I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji and everybody. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you all tomorrow to go through the rest of this Nāmābhāsa chapter. Maybe I can recap it a little better also. Yes, Archana Mataji.
Because you said we have to offer obeisances back. I don't want to.
Oh, Dandavat Pranams. Oh, yes, we read that topic, right? If you offer pranam, if somebody offers pranam, so you have to offer pranam back. That's good.
Pranams, Prabhu.
I must admit, I wasn't all the way through the class because and I had to attend to something else. I just got out of an operation, so I'm a little spaced out. Everything is well. Everything is fine. It's just that
is it a successful operation?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but what I didn't get is the question that you both had on inattentiveness, or what was it?
Yeah. Because we know inattent. It's an offense to the last offense, right? To the holy name, to be inattentive while chanting.
Right.
And also. What is it? And also to have a feeling that I in mind, right? But anyways, but then we were just reading about Hela Nāmābhāsa, which is chanting neglectfully, and it was saying the benefits of that. So what's the difference between Hela Nāmābhāsa, chanting neglectfully, and inattentive chanting? Yeah, that's the question.
But Prabhu, the inattentive chanting, which Shraddha? Which Shraddha? That's the point. Which Shraddha? Inattentive, which Shraddha? That's the point.
Yeah, but then exactly, and that's what I was thinking as well. But then in that note from Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he was talking about
So what Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura meant, I felt, was that in the previous one, Hela Nāmābhāsa is something like you are just neglectfully chanting. You don't know, you don't have Shraddha, you don't know anything about the holy names, you don't know their glories. So you're just chanting just because you heard it, somebody was chanting and you just chanted neglectfully without any understanding about the holy name. But then Then the next one, which he says that the one with Shraddha, and yet you're chanting neglectfully. Like most of
Yeah.
us doing. We are having Shraddha in the holy name, but due to our anarthas, we are chanting neglectfully. But because of that, but that does have an effect. Not like it has more effect than, because the Hela Nāmābhāsa only has an effect up to liberation, whereas the Shraddha Nāmābhāsa, Hela Nāmābhāsa, or you can say Shraddha, neglectfully chanting with Shraddha, leads to
Vicāra. Yeah,
leads to
that's
rati.
one, yeah.
Right.
So that could be the meaning. So it could lead to rati if we are chanting neglectfully, although we are chanting neglectfully, but we are chanting with Shraddha. We have Shraddha in the holy name. So
But
due to our anarthas, we are chanting neglectfully. So, but it will still lead much more than liberation. It will give you rati, bring you to the point of rati. So that's what.
yeah, so that sounds like a good thing, doesn't it?
It is a good thing, but we should not
But
get stuck.
so then what's the difference between the 10th offense to the like chanting inattentively?
But we are chanting
Like
in
because chanting inattentively, like the Nāmābhāsa of
making
chanting
an
inattentively,
effort.
that
If
is
you are
not a
not
good
even,
thing.
but you are not making an effort, then it's a problem. But if you are making an effort, we are making an effort each and every time we are chanting with Shraddha, and we are making an effort. So then there is some change. That should lead to something better than liberation.
But the thing is, if you're making an effort to chant, then would you be chanting neglect? Like, if you're really trying, then that wouldn't be negligently chanting, right? Like, if you're making an effort.
Because it could be like intermittently, like you are chanting, then
Oh,
after that you get either
oh, and your mind
sleepy,
goes
or
somewhere
then
like
your
that.
mind goes somewhere, and then
Okay. Yeah,
intermittently
that makes sense then.
you're chanting, you're making an effort, but it's not working really.
Of course. Okay.
But never
Okay,
stop
that's good.
chanting.
Yeah. That's a really good answer. That makes sense.
Yeah. We know when we can
I
observe
like
the
that
mind.
answer.
Yeah.
So scrolling Facebook and chanting is not Shraddha Yukta Hela Nāmābhāsa or whatever, right? It's that would just be aparad.
That is total aparad.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That
but when you're chanting and you're making an effort, but then your mind starts going other places or whatever, that would be like Hela Nāmābhāsa, like with
So
if
you
you have
are
Shraddha.
unknowingly and knowingly. So this is knowingly. If you're scrolling Facebook,
Yeah.
that's knowingly doing
Yeah.
aparad. Whereas if
Okay.
your mind pulls you away, that's unknowingly. I mean, you're not unwillingly, rather.
Okay. That's a great answer. Thank you. That's clarifying. Yes. Great. All right. So thank you everybody for joining. And also thanks for that answer, Archana Mataji. That was a perfect answer actually.
Thank you,
And
Prabhu.
oh yeah, Rukmini says the inattentive thing is the 11th offense. Yeah, because the 10th offense is to still identify like with I and mine while chanting, right? That's the 10th offense. But then anyways, we'll get to the 10th offense before, because then I heard somebody that was like they were connected, the inattentive chanting and the thinking I and mine, like still having those misconceptions even after having knowledge. So but yeah, anyways, we'll oh, one
It's
thing.
also mentioned inattentive chanting is the root of all the other offenses.
Yeah, I remember hearing that before also. Yeah. Wow, scary. um and well, oh, one thing, I was looking at the first edition of Gaudiya Giti-gucca that was published in 1956, I think. And in that edition of Gaudiya Giti-gucca, Param Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he included these 4 verses from the Padma Puran on the 10 offenses to the holy name. And so I'm thinking to add them into the Gaudiya Giti-gucca. Because at I made the last chapter of the Gaudiya Giti-gucca. It's I'm not sure what title we'll give it. I'm thinking something like Essential Teachings, and we'll put all the instructions. We'll put Mana Shiksha, Shikshashtak, Upadeshamrita, Dashmula Shiksha, the Swanyam Dashakam, Swanyam Dadashakam, and then I was thinking of also putting the 10 offenses to the holy name there. And it will be in verse form. So it's just like four little verses, and then you've said the entire 10 offenses, and you can know precisely what the meaning of all the 10 offenses are. And so it only takes like a minute to recite. And so I thought that would be helpful to have. Yeah. And so that's, I think I'm going to add that into the songbook. So I'll try to make a translation of those 4 verses. And maybe during these programs, once we get to the Nāmābhāsa section, we can also memorize them. That will be like an extra thing. All right. Oh, I just realized tomorrow is Saturday. Wait, I'm sorry, guys. If you have to go, that's totally fine. I'm just wondering about our program tomorrow. Because the day after Akadashi is Varahadwadashi. So should we just do a whole program? I was just remembering our program for memorizing the verses of, and then Nityananda Trayodashi. Okay. You know what I think I'm going to do? Tomorrow we will finish this chapter. Then the day after tomorrow, we'll just read a short thing about Varahadev, and then we'll also do the memorization practice of the next verse of Dashmula Tattva. We're on the 3rd verse. Then Nityananda Trayodashi, that will be fully just Nityananda rule. And then the day after that, we will memorize the 2nd half of the 3rd verse of Dashmula Tattva. And then Narottam Das Thakur's day. That will just be Narottam Das Thakur. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking right now. But I just thought about this just now. Anyhow. All right. Dandavat pranams. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Yes, Rukmini Didi saying there's also a definition of the 6 types of Vaishnava Parad. Hanti Nindanti Vaidveshti, Vaishnava Nabhinadanti. What is it? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. Dandavat pranams. See you all.